So where do you go to recover and recharge? What do you do? Well, there's healthy ways and unhealthy ways to do it. The problem is that they release similar hormones, so they may feel good and feel satisfying, but binge watching Netflix, for example, is releasing cortisol if it's drama or stress or a thriller. That makes you feel alive. And then oxytocin, that's the human connection side. Those make you feel good, but they're not good for you. On the other hand, if you learn how to tap into how you're wired, and you can discover that easily by taking the Clifton Strengths and seeing what your strengths are, or the Virtues in Action assessment, which is free at the University of Pennsylvania. And for example, achiever is something that makes me feel good. It's that dopamine hit. It's doing something, the checking it off the list, learning, connecting with my wife, relator, finding ways to trigger those positive hormones. So actually re-engaging is a way to shift your energy. Here's a quick story. I was giving a workshop with my son, Nathan. My son has 3 strengths that are very relational, interactive, chatty, connecting. I only have 1 strength in that category. All of my strengths are either in my head or getting things done. The workshop was tough. Now, Nathan was in the background just getting things done. He wasn't interacting. That wasn't his role. At the end of the workshop, we were both tired. We got into the car, began driving back to the hotel. I was silent. Now, his strengths of relationships were reading the nonverbal cues I was giving, and I was silent. He was wondering, is Dad mad at me? Did I screw up? Now, he approached it in a very smart and wise way. He said, Dad, why did you go from engaged dad with this group to boring dad in the car? And I began to process because I was vegging out, but not aware that I was excluding him in the process. I was just recharging. Now, here's the thing you can do. You can shift that energy and recharge in different ways. So I explained to him, wow, that's a great observation. What I think was going on is that I had to expend a lot of relational energy in this group because they were a hard group to work with. And I'm spent. I go into my head to try to recharge. Now, he spent a lot of energy too because he wasn't able to engage those relationship strengths. So here's what I was able to do. I have learner as one of my strengths. It's curiosity. It's in my head, but it's curiosity. I could flip it on in autopilot and just start asking questions. What did you see? What would you have done differently? How would you have done this differently? And who was engaged? Who wasn't engaged? All of that energy I was able to shift, and then that dopamine hit we were getting back, and then the serotonin, the connection that we were experiencing in conversation. So by the time we got back to the hotel, we were both recharged and decided to go to a little restaurant next door to the hotel, to BJ's, and we enjoyed a beer. We had a great evening. The other way would have been I would have just unplugged, which I was doing at first. We would have both gone to the hotel. He would have been a little upset or wondered what's going on. So remember, you're in control of how you want to recharge, and you can engage and actually recharge. You don't have to disengage and veg out. So I hope that's a good tip for you. Take care. Have a great weekend.